About the movement. It's the only way I can get it to not argue with me about orientation. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Coloring with Lori. How's everybody doing tonight? That's not what we're working on. Hope everybody is well on this Friday. Anybody watching the playback? Thank you. See if we popped up yet. Yes, we did. Okay. Hi, Amy. Hi, everyone. Nobody here yet. But that's nice of you. Charlie listening? Hi, Charlie. Oh. How you doing? Hey, Taylor. Glad you made it today. Oh. Happy Friday. What is this? Okay. Out of my sorts. I'm always out of my sorts, aren't I? Been a rough week, guys. Gals, girls, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a rough week. Saw a little buffering there. Hope we're okay. I'm early. It's before midnight, but thank you. I'm glad you were waiting. Yay! It's nice to hear. I do that too. I sit there and when I'm upstairs coloring, I'm just like, come on, somebody go live. And then it's like, as soon as I can't watch, everybody's live. So I've been really struggling with my coloring this week. My hands are giving me a really hard time. Getting actually kind of concerned about my right hand. It stopped working on me a little bit this week, which was very scary. I was just discussing that with my mom that, barometer changes really affect MS, and they've been dropping quite steadily the last few days. So I'm having a lot of muscle spasm, muscle cramps, weak muscle, and just been a struggle. So hopefully I won't ruin this page because two of them I gave up on, and they're actually in a mythographic book, and I thought about throwing them away. Just even Mike said, well, your book didn't come with that page. But I didn't go that far. I did keep them. And I'll probably just play with them with, some watercolor ink tints. Use them. I've decided I don't care for the mythographic books with the little hidden objects, so I'm just going to use them as practice books for my watercolor stuff. Because I have absolutely decided I just do not care for them. So I'm going Monday. I've been once. I go again Monday. I think they're actually going to schedule the hip surgery Monday. Hi, Jess. Hi, Sarah, if you're listening. Man, I've been craving nachos ever since I was even going to text Mike and say, hey, could you bring some nacho chips home? But then I'm like, I don't have any beef. I don't have any sour cream. I don't have any, half the stuff I'm missing. I could do I'm going, Taylor. I've been 3 times. They tried a shot in the hip, which didn't do anything. I think the pain actually came back with vengeance when the shot wore off. It was like the numbing stuff that they gave me to give me the shot worked, but the shot didn't work. So it was like when the numbing stuff wore off, I was in worse pain than when I went. So they wanted to do ultrasound guided injection, inside the hip on the inside of the hip joint rather than the outside, but I'm starting to have muscle pain in there too, so I don't think that's going to do anything. So I pulled out my reds because I missed this little tablecloth, and I think, like I said again, I'm going to do the awning in these reds too. So the crimson red, the scarlet lake, and the carmine red, and I might use that pale vermilion for a blender if I need it. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna do this little tiny tablecloth. Am I in frame? I don't have my my frame master here today. Let's see. You're so good you can't move. That's how I am pretty much with all Mexican food. I love Mexican food, but I have to be careful because I'm not good with spices. So, which stinks. Was just starting to like spicy food, and then it messed up my esophagus because I had such bad acid reflux that I actually got all kinds of ulcers. So yeah, and the medication that they gave me, the muscle relaxers for the pain, it cuts off all nerve sensations in your lower body. So I might not have any pain, but I don't think I'd be able to walk. And as you know, I have things I have to do to take care of my mom. So, like I said, she is doing much better and stuff, but if she moves around too much, her breathing is very labored. So, although she's feeling good and doing good, she still can't move very much. So, thanks, Jess. Well, you know, it is what it is. You know how it is. And then I felt like I've been coming down with a cold the last couple of days. So, but oh, just a reminder in case, you know, I don't know if I had the book closed. Village Charm. We're still working on this, of course. Taylor, did you start this one? Did you get a book? Did you get the book? Annie, hello. Welcome. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming by. Thank you for everybody who's watching and not commenting. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you didn't give a thumbs up, please hit that little thumbs up. And of course, I always appreciate my chatters. So I think I'm going to do just a really light base of carmine red. And I'm probably going to drive you crazy tonight, Taylor, because my hands are bothering me, so I'm gonna have to do light layers. I've been using polychromos yesterday and today, and I did discover something because I was really struggling with them. I'm working in the Africa book, which I forgot to bring down. Me and Amy are doing a buddy color. I don't know if we could describe that page. I didn't bring mine, Amy. Do you think you could describe that page? It's a pretty busy page. But, you know me, it'll take me forever to complete it. I have not done anything else. Oh, wait, maybe I did. Yeah, I did a little bit on the Wish You Were Here color I'm on. Again, this is just a marker base, so I still have to go over everything. So even though it looks, you know, like I got a lot done, it's just a start, just a basing. But, so, working on that. And then, like I said, I started 2 mythographic pages, and I don't know, I wasn't liking my colors. I don't know what was happening. It just wasn't going well. I don't know where Kim is. You know, I actually haven't seen her around today. Well, I have. Yeah, it is hard. And I'm getting really scared that I'm going to lose my ability to walk. So I'm trying to stay focused and pray, pray, pray. And just, I'm thankful I've been up and on my legs this long. Some people get the MS diagnosis and 6 months later they're in a wheelchair. So I feel extremely thankful for everything that I still have going on. And it's just really scary. It makes it reality. Did you? Are you gonna do I'm sure you'll do a haul when you get everything right. That'll be exciting. Yeah, one of the things I bought, I got burned. Amy, when we were talking about, or Taylor, when we were talking about, not being able to wait. Yeah, I got burned bad. I think it was about $40 I got burned. If I would have waited 2 days. But oh well. Sometimes you just gotta do what you're feeling like doing at the time. Yeah, I hope Kim's okay. I know a lot of us have been suffering and getting sick and... Hey, View! Look at everybody's up tonight, except for Kim. Where the heck is Kim? She's my bulldog. I shouldn't say that because my bulldog was a baby. Of course, she is a baby. He didn't bark. And it wasn't like he had a big bark. Big baby. He didn't bark. It's kind of an interesting story with him. We never had him alone. We always had another dog, and the other dog was a terrier. Terriers are known for barking. So I had a little miniature schnauzer when we got Chubbs. And we actually had him. We got him when he was about 18 months old. We rescued him off a chain at a barn. And I actually had Mike take him to the vet. Dinky was quite the barker. She barked at, a fly. But we had him about 8 months and he never barked. And I said, I think something's wrong with his throat, Well, Mike took him to the vet and he said he felt like an idiot, but he's like, my girlfriend thinks there's something wrong with my dog. He never barks. Never barks. And he didn't, and he still never did. He made noises like... He was funny if he had to go outside or something. He was cute that way. You do have color alongs with me. Yes, you do. You're behind. You work on a lot, though. It's not like you're like me where you take forever to do one page. But... So then, Dinky, that was Dinky, my little schnauzer. When she passed away, Chubbs started to bark. And I thought, wow, well, he just kind of felt like she did enough barking. I don't need to bark. And he would, when she'd bark at the door, he would always go, like, behind her and see what was going on and be like, okay, she's got it handled, whatever. And go about his business. So he did bark. And then we got Pebbles. And she's a terrier also. So she barked like crazy. We've got her calmed down. She don't bark that much at all anymore. Only when she should, which is very good. And Chubb stopped barking again. So I'm like, you're just lazy. You only bark when you have to bark. Yep. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Just thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. It's so nice. And I know it's late, and some of you stay up late to see me. It's so kind. I'm just going in with the crimson red right now. Of course, Prismacolors, because this is a Prismacolor project. Yeah, and I think I'm just gonna... I see you guys all doing different colors. I'm gonna just stick to the traditional Italian colors, I think. Because I'm not good at choosing colors. I'm actually working on something now where I'm using two of my color cube cards, and I'm using two that have 5 colors, so working off 10 colors and then adding the other colors, so that actually gives me, what, 15, 30 colors? So that's a little more my style than 5 colors. I heard you talking about that. I was still in your live. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you even stopping in. Appreciate everybody here. Like I said, I know it's late for most of you. Ooh, I should have cut up my watermelon and brought it for everybody. Mike brought home this ginormous watermelon, and he got it at the fruit market here. It's called Randazzle's. And if you spent $25, which how can you even go to a, fruit market, meat market, whatever they called them, and not spend $25, you get the watermelon for $4. He's like, well, how could I pass that up? Well, no, you can't. So we can get this giant watermelon for $4. Yeah, you'll probably be up all night, Robin. Yeah, I haven't really been doing much coloring. Like I said, everything I did this week, I stopped and didn't care for, and my mom is not coloring again, so she kind of likes when I color things that she likes. So she does not care for the mythographic books at all. So then this is the Scarlet Lake. And like I said, I've kind of decided, yeah, I think those are just going to be project books for me. When I first got them, I thought it was fun, to color the little objects and stuff. And I don't know, now I'm like struggling with them being on the page and what to do with them. And, I'm trying to figure out color combos better. And that's just throwing me off. Well, if I have to do this, this, and this to this thing because, it's an orange, so it's got to be orange. It's going to go with that color. So, yeah, just, I'm with you on that one, Taylor. Just not into it. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know if Amy will stay awake either. You gonna stay awake, Amy? She's probably pretty tired. She's been on an early schedule. Early schedule and busy. So busy, busy, busy bee. Yeah, I definitely don't like Prismacolors in this book. It's weird because in Home Sweet Home they laid them perfect. Pencils, pencils. Okay. I'm trying. Yeah, I was gonna talk to you like maybe doing a earlier stream on a different day or something. We'll discuss that. Well, you're the reason I'm here. You talked me into it, so you have to be a part of it with me. So, and I'm just gonna keep going back and forth with the 3 colors, as you know. I'm sorry, Taylor. Like I said, my hands are actually they feel pretty good right now. Cool showers have been helping. The humidity here has been awful. Even though we dropped our temperature, our humidity is still really high. So, how's everybody else tonight? What y'all up to? I know Jess just had nachos and his stuff. This is Village Charm, Creative Haven by Teresa Goodrich. We can do both. You mean like More than one stream? Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, like all week the coloring is just, I'm like, what is happening? And then I'm thinking, we've had the air on really high because it's been in the low 90s all week. So we had it at like 68 degrees, and which the air doesn't keep up. It's usually about 74 degrees in here. But I do sit my pencils next to the register, so I'm kind of thinking, wow, is the lead just too cold? And that's the polychromos. I don't know if hot and cold really affects the polychromos like it does the Prismacolors. Like I said, that day we didn't have the air and I was working with the Prismacolors. It was like working with melted wax. It was pretty funny. That's too dark yet, too light, too dark. But, so anybody else coloring tonight? Yeah, join us if you have. Oh, she's sleeping. She's in bed already. But you can join if you have the book for sure. Yes, that's what my stream is all about. We do color alongs, and I color the complete page on camera, unless I'm doing something super repetitive, like I did a bunch of bricks on the last one, so I did half of them and then them off camera. Um, but we work in Teresa Goodrich books, and obviously you don't have to follow along, but we do the same page, and you can do whatever you want, but that's the idea. So it takes about, because I only stream for about an hour, hour and a half at the most, and I'm a blender and slow. So it takes about 5 weeks, I think, to complete a page for me. And Amy paces back, so she could have it done overnight, but. Yeah, and like I've been telling, Home Sweet Home by her loves the Prismacolors. For some reason, this Village Charm, it's like it's trying. It feels like trying to put wax on wax. It's like the paper is just rejecting the color. Well, it does, don't you? Like five. That would be 5 hours, 5, 6, 7 hours, right? But I think that's how long the last one took, was 5 weeks. Well, no, no hashtag. I don't really understand hashtags and what their purpose is and what they do. And, I'm not an Instagram person. I kind of think that's where they come from. Um, yeah, I'm not. Amy, why are you laughing at me that it takes 5 weeks? Everybody else is about a week. Well, if I sat here and did a 6-hour stream, which I could never do, I shouldn't say never. Maybe someday. But yeah, I mean, just think of it that way, 5, 6 hour stream. And I mean, this picture is pretty, you know, busy. And the way I color, I don't think 5, 6 hours is very long for a page. But, hey, I'm defending myself. So, of course, I don't. And hey, view, at least I finish them. No, just kidding. I know you do too. Funny. Anyway, enough about me. What are you all doing? Okay, Kelly was laying in bed watching. Yeah, there's a lot in those tiny little houses and mountains in the back. I'm glad you have a sense of humor, View. My mom loves your sense of humor. We were watching your Six and Below video today. She was cracking up. She likes your. It's watercolor July. She would just giggle. I'm like, I'm going to replay that so I can hear her giggle again. We were also watching Janet Young today. It was so funny. Dee Dee's calling her and yelling at her on the phone, and she still didn't get what Dee Dee said. I don't know if you watched that live view, but I was dying. And Dee Dee's like, I yelled at her and everything. And the phone, when it's ringing, I don't know if she knows, it's like, there is an idiot trying to reach you, and it's Dee Dee, and that's her ringtone for Dee Dee. I was just like, oh my God. It was so funny. And she's like, Janet, I just told you. She's like, oh, I didn't understand. Janet gets off the phone and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Man, she was yelling at me and everything. It was so funny. I was cracking up at there's an idiot trying to reach you. Like, does she know that's your ringtone? If not, she does now. Ugh. Well, I know View will finish the Walrus page because she loves that book, so. Yeah, I think it's the one from yesterday. She's actually coloring. It was pretty funny, and it's in the beginning. I know, she's always trying to rush me, too. She's being nice to me today because I've had a bad week, so she she's given me a pass week. She'll harass me again next week, though. My biggest problem today is, like, I am stumped with colors on this page. You know, I get stuck in realism, and it's very hard to break away from that when you have that in you, you know, to where I feel like I have to color so realistically. Like in my mind, these buildings need to be, you know, stony colors and this. But in all actuality, they're probably actually pink, yellow, bright blue. Um, but, you know, where I live, you don't really see that. You see beige, you know, rosy beige, beige, red brick, gray brick. But I have been to California and stuff before, and like the houses in California are very bright, and all different colors in the same block. You know, where we have like a lot of cookie cutter neighborhoods around here, and every house looks the same. Hi, Michelle. Missed you coming in. Sorry, I was coloring away. I'm doing okay. I'm better now that I vented and ranted and you know, you know how we do. Thank you for coming, Michelle. Appreciate you being here. I know it's late night for you also. Thank you to everybody being here. It's nice to see everyone. Thank you to those watching and not chatting, and those that are giving likes, those that support the channel, any new subscribers. Appreciate you. I think this is the first week since I've had my channel I didn't do any videos or shorts or anything. I said, just kind of struggling. So, we'll see what happens Monday. Just trying to blend it in. That kind of stuck right in there, and it's not. It's not smushing. See, that's it. This on this paper, the Prismas are not doing their smush a thing. Their smush a thing. New word, smush a thing. That Mountain Dew slush is keeping you up, huh? But I said when I started having the coffee again, and the one mic was off last weekend for the holiday. And I think it was Saturday morning, he made a pot of coffee. Now, normally if I have coffee, I just drink 1 cup because I'm not even supposed to have it. So I actually had 2. Oh my gosh. I was still awake at noon the next day. Like, I could not sleep. Now, you know, I don't normally go to bed to 6, 7, 8 in the morning, but noon, that was a little rough. I'm like, Mike's getting up and I'm still awake, you know. Don't let me drink 2 cups of coffee. Plus, we had it a little later in the evening, which I shouldn't have done, but can't remember. He was doing something and it kept getting put behind him, and I'm like, come on, if you're not going to make it, I'm just going to have my tea. But he's like, no, no. I love coffee too. I waitressed for years, and if you know waitresses and coffees, oh. It is. And Mike, I'm not a dark coffee person, but he bought some dark strong roast, but it's got a really nutty flavor, so it's really good. Doesn't taste strong to me at all. And then, of course, since I'm only having 1 cup, I'm using, pure or whole fat or whatever you would say, half and half. I do not like flavored creams. I don't like flavored coffees. Maybe a mocha when I, drank 2 pots a day, I would throw a mocha in there, have some hot chocolate with the coffee or whatever. I'm sorry, my nose is really bothering me this evening. If you can hear me sniffing and blowing, I apologize. Hey, Orca. Was that right? Orca? I'm horrible with name pronunciations, so... Okay, great. Welcome. Nice to see you. Are you a colorist? An artist? Draw, paint, color? Yes, somewhat. Good. Sorry, guys. Scooped this over just a little bit. Like I said, I don't have Kim to tell me I'm out of frame, so I keep checking, but I still forgot to bring honestly, I don't think a Prisma blender would help with this because there is just no tooth. That's the problem. This wax is just sitting on top, and that's about all it wants to do, is sit on top. So I'm just gonna try to work it in a bit. Little circles, little circles. I'm one of those people, I don't like to see any white space. So, can become irritating on paper like this. It definitely does not want. Now I know me and Amy did a color along in here, and I was looking at that to see That was this one, wasn't it? Oh no, that was Wish You Were Here. This is the first page in here. Okay, well that explains it. I'm gonna have to make a little note on here, but then again, that's the other part of the my part of the coloring along, Kelly, is that I use Prismacolors in the book because there are some people that follow along and follow the colors and stuff, and they only have Prismacolors. So fights. Oh no, this is a coloring book. I am not an artist. I am not a drawer or anything. I just color in coloring books. Creative Haven Village Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Yep. So that's all I do. I just color. And tonight, not very well. So for the Restaurante, I'm going to do a couple shades of green. Because it is, it's got like a highlight side on the letter. So I think I bumped the camera, so sorry about the movement. Let's see. Yeah, definitely going to use peacock green. It'll be it's going to be my darker one. Maybe grass. Or maybe Prussian. No, don't like that together. Don't like that together at all. Grass green is very green. Where are ya? Oh, ugh, don't fall. Ooh, I don't like that either. Might have to do, let's try dark green and grass green. Let's see, dark green and peacock? No. Well, that's not good. I'm gonna have to go to my old standby. The slushie's wearing off. Thanks, Jess. I don't know about that, but thank you. Ooh, how do you like the Woomer? I've heard a couple people say that they're like Prismas, and a couple other people say they're like Artisas, which I have Artisas pencils, and yuck. I don't think this grass green is really what I'm looking for, but we'll... And I think I've been possessed by Amy. Amy, why am I coloring the T first? You like them? Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say that, it's kind of like that with everybody, and I can't remember who was talking about that this week. That, yeah, you really have to try stuff yourself, because we have so many different tastes. Yeah, I was watching Ivy Pearl, and she was talking about the polychromos, where she wouldn't even invest in them because she's not into the layering. Just like the smush with Prismas. But see, like working on this paper, like with the Prismas, they're not doing their smush, and I think polychromos would go down much better on this paper than these Prismas are. So it does have a lot to do. I'm not telling you my colors yet because I'm not sure this is what I'm going to stick with. So Anybody following? Hang on, I'll get there. Yeah, okay, we'll use these. Dark green and grass green. The Prussian was just a little too bluey. Or, yeah. So, do a dark and, what did I say, dark and grass. So yeah, we didn't do a color cube challenge for this month. Ooh, Kelly, my mom bought those by accident. She thought she was buying the golds, and I said, "Well, I'll use those. I do not like those at all." And I do use the Castle Art regular ones over markers. It's a lot of my Fogarty. I'm not going to mention him. Sorry if you're here, view. Never mind. But if I use alcohol markers, I like the Castle Arts on top. I think, like, I'm not sure about the chromo flows yet, but I think my issue is they are really pigmented. So if you put it down, it's down. And I haven't found it to be smushable. They do blend, but you have to work at it. But yeah, I did not care for the Harmonious at all. But everybody's different. But yeah, I don't like the Castle Art Golds either, but my mom loved them. Like I said, I just use the originals. They were on a Prime deal. You'll probably like them. Yeah, and I thought that was weird that she was talking about that, the polychromos, because I'm like, you get a lot of color out of the polys if you straight color. You just don't expect them to blend if you're laying them down solid, that's all. If you want them to blend, you have to layer. And, oh, I might have had a glitch, Michelle. But yeah, I do think everybody's, different with what kind of. That's so funny, Jess. That's because we use them all. They just buy the, oh, it's the most expensive. It must be the best. They are beautiful colors. Yep. And see, I like to color a lot of buildings and things. So I thought the Harmonious would be good because it has a lot of those, neutral tones. The one, Home Sweet Home with View, the bathtub. And I think she started another one with us. The bathtub and God, I think there's another Teresa Goodrich she started, but I can't remember. Are you still here, View? This is really late for her. I'm not getting any coloring done today. I need to shut up. Or hush. But like I said, my hands are kind of sore, so. Again, thank you to anybody watching. Thank you for the likes, the subscribes, the views. It's all appreciated. Losing my point. Jeez. I haven't even colored anything. Yeah, this is really weird. Like, even with as hard as I'm pushing, like now I am applying pressure, and this paper just does not want to take Prismacolors. Mixed options. Yeah, your bag would be full, huh, Amy? Yeah, I agree with you, Taylor. I like the polychromos a lot. And I don't know how Ivy colors. She's never done a coloring video, has she? One that I've seen. Phew. I think this pencil has a broken lead too. It feels like this point's wobbling. Ugh. This was definitely a bad set of Prismas. My $60 set. I haven't tried Polly's on here. Was talking about Rita Berman today when I said I was using the Polly's. This is my first page in here. How would I know if Polly's work? I'm not allowed to use Polly's. I have to use Prismas. And nobody mentioned in the comments if they cared if I changed pencils or not, because I asked last week, but I will ask again. If you are following along with these color alongs, and you want me to stick to Prismacolors, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I probably will change and do a couple pages with polychromos. I might actually even pull out the Albert Duers. I do like those in these books as a base. I think that's what I did in the Wish You Were Here book, and like the one I'm doing now, I based in markers, but that one me and Amy did is based with Albert Duers, I believe. Yeah, this has Albert Duers basing. I think just on the bottom. Yeah, the top, there's no water up there. So this is all Albert Duer based. So that does really help, and that would speed me up a little bit. So, yeah. So if you don't mind, just leave in the comments. Otherwise, say, no, I'm following and I only have Polys, so, or Prismas. So, because that's what the channel was originally started with, was these books with Prismas, so. But, if I don't have a following for that, things can change, right? Feeling repetitive. Sorry, guys. Okay, good night. Good night, Michelle. Thank you so much for coming. You have a good night. I don't know much about those museums at all. You guys were talking about them one day, and I looked them up. I don't remember them being a thing. I think I kind of remember there was a Shalene, one of the original YouTube colorists. Now she just does like weekly updates. But I do believe she had those. I don't know, all those channels back then, it seemed like they all had every pencil brand. Reading with Pugs, and which was a coloring channel. I can't remember what Shalene's channel, I think what it is now. Big coloring channels. Hardly any of the ones that used to color use pencils anymore. It's all markers. Acrylic markers have really taken over the channels I watch, or did watch. Which is kind of why I started my own channel, because I thought I can't be the only one out here looking for people coloring with pencils. You know, I feel definitely like I'm still learning. Thank you, Kelly. Now I can't decide if I want to do the boardwalk thing the same, but she looks like she put grain in it, so might be wood. But Thank you. I think it's 70% cool gray and one of the light blues. I think the powder blue. But yeah, I like the way those go together for black. So, yet. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? That's kind of weird. Any other Ozzy Osbourne fans in the house? It was a sad day, July 5th. This is his last concert. And, it was one of those concerts where they do super groups. And it was all nonprofit, a charity event for Parkinson's and cancer for kids. But yeah, so I guess they raised like what was it? 140 million or something they raised for the two places, so I think the best deal was the Prismacolors. Oh, that's really nice, Orca. That's always a great thing to happen. Is Prime all done now? I wish I could see my friends. They don't bother with me anymore. They're always like, well, come over. I'm like, I don't drive anymore. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And it's like you don't want to constantly beg people, hey, can you come pick me up? Can you bring me over? Want to come pick me up and we do this? And, now it's like the walker and this and that or whatever. So it's just kind of I've only been out like twice using a walker. So it's just still very new to me. Oh, 2 more hours. Huh. Yeah, I was gonna say the biggest sales I saw were actually for like the coloring community was pencils. No Taylor, nothing else. Good, Amy. You get on her. Yeah, she did just say she wasn't gonna buy anything else. Did you buy a backup of Prismacolors? If I didn't have a backup, I probably would have, but I haven't seen them that cheap in a really long time. Like 111, I've seen them for, but never 109. Well, I think that looks pretty good. Still seeing some white spaces I don't like. And I could have sworn I brought a Prismacolor blender down here, but apparently I did not. Let me make sure it's not in this case. I don't know if it'll work or not. I actually don't think that it will, because there's no tooth in the paper. maybe just, oh, I hope I have them. Does Prime have Prisma Blendas on sale? I might need some. Okay. I'm really nervous to do my bricks. I don't know how I want to do them. I just really don't. This looks like a pine tree or something over here. I'll put some dark green in here. I'm scattered today, sorry. Didn't really plan ahead on what I wanted to color in here today. Sometimes I try to do that, but like I said. Oh, is Kim here? I see a hi, Kim. There she is. Hi, Kim. Did your ears start ringing? Langu. Ooh, Carlson books. Oh, that stinks, Taylor. Whatever. Near, back to you. I'm almost done too, can't you tell? I said, really not liking the Prismacolors on this paper. They might do a switcheroo if nobody comments. Did I misplace my apple green? There it is. Okay. Dark green, apple green. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of that peacock for that, you know, that bluey pine color. And I'm going to go over the apple and the dark with that. And then go back and blend with the apple green. How are you tonight, Kim? Was you sleeping? Juice. You've seen the Hannah Carlson Christmas book? You know, I don't like Hannah Carlson's art. I don't like all the jewels, and for one, I'm not a portrait person. There's a lot of those in there. I don't know. I bought like 4 of Maria Trolle's books too, and I kind of wish I wouldn't have. I don't really go to those very often either. But I think what we like to color changes too, so maybe someday I will enjoy Maria Trolle's books. Alright. I'm gonna, I think base my wood. I think I am gonna do brown wood. I'll start with the chairs, going with light umber. I do apologize about my nose. I said the last couple of days I felt like I'm coming down sick, which I don't think I am. I think it's just, you know, we had a 100-degree day, then a 70-degree day, then another 100-degree day. see what's going on in chat. We were talking about you a little bit. Just where were you? That's all. If you were sleeping. You must have fell asleep on me. That's all. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. What did you order too? I missed what you ordered too. Oh, Holbeins? You ordered the Holbeins? I'll be waiting for that answer. That was, before I said I wasn't going to buy any more coloring supplies. That was my last thing. I said, well, before I opt out of trying anything else, and I'm not buying anything more, I have to buy a 12-pack of Holbeins. So, the only one that Amazon had at the time, well, actually, I think they had two. They had the original 12, just traditional colors, and then they had the landscape, not the landscape, the portrait, which I actually thought the portrait had a better color range. So I have the 12 portrait. And again, whole nother creature. Whole nother creature. But that white's scary. That white's got that, some of the Holbein pencils are toxic. And they put those little warning labels on them. I know. Me too. Buy it all. Enabler. I don't know. Did she answer? Taylor, did you buy Holbeins? She might have just got the pastel set. I hit the camera again. I'm sorry. Ooh, now I lost my train of thought. Got all excited. $600. The day I said to myself, I'm gonna buy Holbeins. Yeah, I looked that up. $600. Are you kidding me? Bubbles said to watch the Japan Amazon because she got hers for like 200 there. I don't know how to order from Amazon Japan. I know Tasia used to always do that for me. I would buy her something and send it to her, and then she would buy that for me, so that would even out the costs or whatever. But yeah, I don't when I know in the beginning it just switched over. You could just go to Japan Amazon on your regular Amazon. I'm sorry. Sepia, light umber, yellow ochre. So, yeah, if anybody looking for the whole set of Holbeins and you know how to manipulate Amazon Japan, Bubbles' advice is to watch them for sales. Although I don't know now with all this other stuff going on. The taxes. If that applies there too. Probably. Right? I'm not up on politics. I could use about 100 storage cases. Oh, you already have Holbeins? I just looked for 20 of them. Oh, okay. Oh, $12. I bought Mike a munchie pack, 40 box of cookies and snacks and shit. oops, and stuff. Sorry. Um, one of the variety boxes he likes that we used to get went up really high, and it was only like $17. So I said, oh, okay, I'll get that. So that's all I got. Everything else I bought before. Before. Oops. Oh well. That's it. No regrets. Gotta do what you do when you feel like doing it, right? Alright. I gotta rest my hand for 1 minute. What book is she coloring in? Let me back up here. I spent $0. Very good, Jess. Did Sarah spend anything? You know, I thought that that's what you used to be able to do, Callie. Yeah, I will try that again. Okay. Maybe they just changed how you do it, because I thought that you could just switch over. Good. Good for you guys. Oh, that Wildflower Folk. Yeah, I don't like that book. I'm so picky, I swear. I don't know. Seems like I don't like any of the super popular books. I don't know. Like I can just not get on with Hannah Carlson there. I nope. And I've definitely decided I'm out on mythographic. Just not digging that at all. That's okay. Like I said, I'll use them as playbooks. And I know Neo colors work very well in those books. Because I did my animal. The animal one I actually did quite a few pages in. Yeah, so I'll just use it to practice stuff in my watercolors and stuff. Just had a little hand spasm and right out of the lines there. I don't know why I did that rubber foot over there brown, because I want that black. So I was gonna say black is probably MIA, but nope, here it is. So who's all gonna have nachos for dinner tomorrow? Yeah, I bet. Ain't Winnie the Pooh. That would be cute. You know what I struggle with books like that, Taylor, is having to color all those things separately, which, you know, when you watch people when they don't and they just color it as it's a whole, it comes out the best. But I would be struggling with, I gotta color every one of these little spaces different. Yep. They do come out pretty, but yeah, like I said, I just get caught up with all the lines. But actually, I think that's what helps make the picture because it gives it, what are we always saying? Interest. I need to learn to, like, I'm trying really hard. I'm working on a picture in Rita Berman, Africa. And I'm trying really hard to be like, you know, I don't need to just stick to pencils. I can use other things. You know, I have tons of gel pens and Poscas and, you know, things like that to make things look good without having to sit here and blend for an hour. So, yeah, I really didn't get much done tonight at all, but my nose is driving me nuts. It keeps dripping. So, but at least I kind of got a color scheme down in my mind a little bit. It's just going to be a lot of wood. But with me and my traditional ways, that's probably going to be the best scenario for me. Now, see, in this area, of course, I can still really feel the slide. Paper's just very slippery. Must be something in the air, Kelly. Who's wearing perfume? That stinks. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting like my fall sinuses, but our weather's been crazy. I think the weather's been kind of weird everywhere, hasn't it? So, hey, I don't know if you guys remember me saying that my family reunion was last weekend. There's a one of my cousins that lives in California. His stepfather died and left him some money. And what he decided he wanted to do was have a family reunion and pay for one of those Airbnbs or whatever they're called, you know, a vacation home. So he did, invited the family. And of course, I couldn't make the trip in my current condition. And me and Mike did think about, because it was about a 2-hour drive. So 2 hours there, 2 hours back. You know, if you stop, whatever, probably 6 hours. I just didn't know if I could do it. You know, I sit in the car to go to the doctor's and I really get sore and then I can't walk when I get out. Blah, blah, blah. So in the end, it was a wonderful thing we did not go because my mom wanted to go too, even though, you know, it's my dad's side of the family, but my mom and dad are still really good friends. So they were even friends. My mom and dad were both remarried and they were all friends. That's a crazy story, but so the place was 2 flights up. I would have had to walk up 2. I never would have been able to do it. I would have had to just turn back home and come home. Because plus it was like open stairs, you know. So the only way I've been able to get up the stairs here is crawl. And I don't think I could do that with open stairs, you know, where you can see underneath. It's not like a full stair. So I was like, well, thank goodness. You know, sometimes things just happen for a reason. That we couldn't get that together, that I could go. Oh, why? You don't like these pages? I love these pages. Teresa Goodrich is one of my favorite. I don't care for Hannah Carlson. I don't like the art or that. You guys are funny. Yeah, I think these are really easy to color. And it's funny because I never really bothered coloring them because I like to color in my books. I used to buy these for my mom. My mom would blow these out with markers. And you know, they look really pretty with markers because of the dark ink. But then when she stopped coloring, I'm like, okay, I have like 27 to 30 Teresa Goodrich books. What are we going to do? Gotta color in these things. Yeah, I just really like her art. I think because I'm a realist, that's why I like it. You know, it's very real. It's just nature and buildings and dogs and kitties. She needs to leave people out of it. She cannot color people. But I've noticed in her newer book, she really doesn't do much of the people thing. So, all right, last call, guys. Anybody need another drink or a cup of coffee? I can't remember if he said he was busy today. I know he got so mad. He's like, so I'm sitting here, I got nothing to do, and all of a sudden somebody orders an order of cheese sticks. Then he's like, for the next 3 hours, every 30 seconds, an order of cheese sticks come in. So, like, he could never go do anything else because he just had to keep making orders of cheese sticks. I'm like, that is so stupid. That's like, people in the bar are like, ooh, those look good. Are those good? Yeah. Okay, let's order some cheese sticks. I'm sure that's how it happens because he said he gets runs on food. Like one person will order nachos, and then the next thing you know, there's 4 nacho orders. Coffee for Jess. Kim likes to get her good nights out of the way. Good night, Kim. Last week he didn't get home till 1:45. Oh, the Wildflower book. Yeah, all those lines and stuff, they just confuse my brain. Um, like I said, like that I would have to go in and shade each line in there individually. I don't I My brain would be just, I don't know, overwhelmed. How do I do this? Wait, you didn't shade that line in the same spot in this line, and I never really felt myself to be OCD until I started OCD? Yeah, until I started coloring. But I definitely see the tendencies in my coloring. Now, I will say my house was always, if you take something from somewhere, put it back. Now, it's just a huge explosion because I can't do it, and my mom and Mike don't care. They're both put everything on the floor where I can see it. They don't care. I'll be laying in the middle of the dang room. Yep, finish that dance. I love your little emojis. I can finally see them. Or is that just because it's on my... Yeah, Taylor, strangely, like, whatever phone you have, my phone must not be compatible with because I can't see any of your emojis on my phone. Thank you, Jess. Yes, please give a thumbs up. Good night, Callie. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'm going to finish up this chair if you want to stay with me and finish the chair. Like I said, got to let those people finish. And Taylor's on the dance floor, so we got to wait for her. Get her back in here. God, the sniffles are so subconscious to me right now. I really apologize for that. It's just because it's dripping. Well, I don't have to kick you out. You can sit here and listen to Mike and all his blah, blah, blah if you want it. I'll stay on. No, he's actually been okay. Work hasn't been too bad. I don't know how he does it. As hot as it is outside, and then he goes and stands in the kitchen. They don't put air conditionings in the kitchens. So, that was the first thing they taught me when I started waitressing. Don't ever go in the kitchen and say you're hot. It's like, oh, okay. I used to sweat to death when I was waitressing. Ugh. Everybody be outside and tan and half dressed, and they come in there, so then they're freezing because, their skin has taken all their heat and they don't have any dang clothes on. Well, it's like, can you go home and put some clothes on and come back? Because, like, I'm running around like a lunatic and I'm pretty darn hot. But, nope. Gotta keep the customer happy. But you gotta get the hell out of here. Oh, that's funny, Taylor. I got that image now. God, I would break my back trying to do that nowadays. Well, look at that. I got all the chair wood done. Hey. Now I feel like I got at least accomplished something. That sign was a pretty big area, though. And God, there's still so much showing through. I definitely gotta try to bring down a blender. Quick coloring public announcement. Oh, okay. Well, Robin, I appreciate you hanging out. Your back does hurt. Okay. I would think so. Um, I've heard more and more colorists using Gamasol. Now, what Gambasol is odorless mineral spirits. What mineral spirits is turpentine. Now, I don't care if you can smell the stuff or not. It's extremely dangerous. You should not be using it sitting in a room without open ventilation. If you read the bottle carefully, it will tell you it's very toxic and the vapors are toxic. If you can't smell something, you don't know if you're smelling the vapors. So, please, my coloring public safety announcement. If you are using Gamsol, open a window, turn on a fan, sit outside. Just because you can't smell it does not mean it is not dangerous. Okay, that's my safety public announcement. Sponsored by Coloring with Lorri. Was somebody else in here? Regina? Who's Regina? Did I miss somebody, Taylor? Taylor, did you have too many cocktails? See, it does stink. I don't know how people can say it's odorless. You better slow down. She means Robin. Okay. I'm like, I think she had one too many cocktails. Oh, that's so nice, Taylor. But yeah, I've noticed a couple of people, and I'm just like, boy, ooh. And then they stick it up to their face and go, it doesn't smell. I'm like, oh my God, don't do that. The vapors are dangerous. The vapors are dangerous. And the only reason why I'm so familiar with it is because, I have some exes that worked in shops, and it's the same thing, and that's what they use to, clean metal, and it's turpentine. So we all know how dangerous turpentine is. It's why we don't really use it anymore. So, anywho, any last words? How you doing out there, Taylor? I don't know why you called her Regina. That last drink must have been a double. I know, I was like, hey, did I miss somebody? Just don't call me late for dinner, that's right. Ooh. So, anybody else gonna go live tonight? been a quiet at late night. Very quiet late nights. I haven't heard him come into the garage yet, so that's why I figured I might as well just keep coloring the door. I cannot believe how slippery these are. It's like, the only way I can explain this is like, I feel like I'm sliding around on ice. Like how this pencil feels on this paper. It's just like sliding off. It's not weird. Anybody who's got this book in Prismacolor, just color something. So you can see what I mean. Alright, I need a point on here because I want to do that door frame. You don't even drink. That's funny. You tired? Okay. It's such a long word. I can never spell it right. That was, there's one that pops up in the chats all the time, and it's like a really super long name, but I can never remember her real name, so I always have to say hi. And I'm like, I gotta go back and forth like 2 times to make sure I spell it right. Like, ooh. Okay. I don't think I have a gold pen down here, so... I mean, a gold pencil, so I'm just gonna make this a shiny little gold doorknob. And I gotta do that little chair back there, but I can't because I just put that dot on there. So, anyway, delirious. Yes, we are all crazy. That's why we color, right? I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about the sniffing. Okay, guys. I think that's gonna do that for me. I giggle when I'm tired too. And can't talk right. And get delirious. I was laughing at you just when you were talking about that. I get like slap happy sometimes. So, well, thanks again, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you all. You know that. You mean a lot to me. Wouldn't be here without you. You make me. Thanks again for being here, coloring with Lorri. We'll see you same time, same place, next Friday, Eastern time at midnight. Thank you all. Bye.